All right, welcome back to the 80 Star Basketball Channel, the only star basketball channel with numbers, numbers, and numbers today, pop counts. I got Dave. This is awesome research by Dave. Love Dave. And he got this. This is about, he sent this to actually me a little bit ago. I think it's like 3 or 4 weeks ago. He sent this to me, and I just haven't gotten it up yet. But I wanted to show and share what he gave and talk to it a little bit because I just found it fascinating as looking through. So, first thing, this probably won't be a long one. I'm just going to kind of go through these really quick. But he's trying to make a couple of points here, and ones that we've always stressed on this channel, for the last year. It's kind of crazy coming up on a year. This is going to be, what are we, 11 months, almost at 11 months full now. So, for the channel. So let's share what he said, and let's just kind of starting from the top. He's basically how rare. His first picture here is how rare. And just like I've been saying, I don't know if anyone said it was rare. I don't think I've ever said is on this channel that this card is extremely rare. From a base set perspective, it's as rare as it comes, but we've always said low pop. This is an extremely low pop card. And for base set, it really is unbeatable for kind of a low pop card, for a licensed base set. And that's what Dave's trying to say here. So he's basically saying, hey, compared it to insert cards, it's not, but that's not what it is. It's in a different category. And he basically goes through, and here's where he shows. And these are cards produced at the same time, other iconic cards, like 170,000 for the 89 upper deck Griffey, the Barry Bonds. And we kind of go through the numbers, the Jerry Rice and the Ricky Henderson. This one kind of caught me. I didn't know this about the Montana. That's one of my favorite cards ever. I keep almost picking one up and just never do it, but I'm going to get myself one of these. That to me was one of my grails when I was collecting as a kid. So, Montana was huge back in the day, and just kind of a local favorite. But he's looking at some of the other ones that we have. Obviously, we've talked on the '86 Fleer, but the Gretzky with the tops and the OPC combined. The Bird Every Magic. What makes me wonder about what's interesting is there's almost 24,000 of these, and I remember Steve Taft asking him how many he thought of these were made. And as you know, I have this one autographed by Bird. Met him, pulled. I bought one pack of 1980s tops in 1994. I bought one pack. It was all the money I had for $35, and I pulled it, and that was like this my forever collecting story. And met Bird at a restaurant, and I waited on the Indiana Pacers when he was a general manager of the Pacers. Coach, actually, he was coach at the time, and then got him to sign that. But just showing you a comparison with these, here is the 101. A hair under 16, probably at or close to it at 1600 now. But then going on, this is the more surprising. So look at the disparity between these and the tens of thousands. And then now come in and look at like the Hank Aaron. Some of these, the cards, the greatest of all time. They're looking at the Kareem 69 rookie, and these are for the most part rookie cards. But the 51 Bowman Mantle, which we'll kind of go into the next slide, but even the Wilt, and look how many. There's almost twice as less as the Wilt. And just looking at all of these cards and the Bill Russell, it's even under the Russell. So, I just thought this was an awesome thing for Dave to kind of put together and talk to. And it's so funny because then he goes to the PSA 8 sale. What are the most expensive PSA 8s? Look at this, the 51 Bowman at 615. In conclusion, not a pump. He's kind of switching over here. He got, it's that thing when everyone was saying this is a massive pump and dump scheme that was coordinated by all these institutional investors, which was just extremely laughable. Is it a normal market spike? And like I was saying on the channel, be careful when you're buying into these things that run up. Obviously, as I've said the entire time on this channel, only get the card if you love it. But this was, even when it started getting, I think it started passing, 40,000 going into 50,000. It was just like, okay, it's something to be cautious on in purchasing. And that did happen. Obviously we've had a pullback in prices, and it just kind of looks like a normal chart that's gone whoop, and then came back, and then we'll see how it goes from here. The funny thing about everything right now is that I think you have the seasonal weakness that's about to hit, and you've had a lot of really bad copies that have sold, and in a certain grade, and that people look at that like a 7 is a 7. And as I've said a million times on this channel, a BGS 7 is so completely different than another BGS 7, for these 101s. They're just across the grade. They can be so very different. They're not like a Wemby 9. A Wemby 9 is like pretty much the exact same price, whatever the last comp was. So you can't comp it like that. You have to look at the card. And that being said, but it's really funny, right here, it's like everything for these sales, 2 million, 500,000. And then why the star card is some massive pump and dump, and pump and dump, and all these horrible things about it. I get the spike, um, the speed of things going up, but everyone was so angry. There were so many people that got so mad that it was going up, and were in disbelief. That I love this.
Our pets' heads are falling off.
At that. That's exactly. Dave nailed it. Pets' heads are falling off. Star cards are going up. Our pets' heads are falling off. Because why? And I really just come to the conclusion that some people, obviously looking out going, hey, if the card's jumping up that fast, be careful. But some people were just out to say, there's way more produced, and all these things that didn't make any sense. And they had no basis in fact or anything. And Dave, as he said here, he's like, is it just possible that maybe this card was undervalued and finally got to where it was worth? And Dave, do not use common sense, please. And I also thought this was good. So, he also said, hey, let's just take what's kind of interesting about this is there's 4 Jordan cards, 5, if you're, or sorry, not 5, 4 Jordan cards that from, basically his rookie year, and these cards. And then he's comparing them to saying, hey, this is the Goody set, and there's kind of multiple Babe Ruths. So let's take the total pops and let's look at the breakdown and pop counts and everything, and then look for all 4 cards, and he adds them up right here. And for the Goodies, we're talking about these, the different type of Goody Babe Ruths, if you're not familiar. So different backgrounds, green, and they had different numbers, obviously, and the stadium background, red, yellow, and green. Going back here, so that's these cards right here, and he's basically saying, look, this is basically twice as less almost for MJ's cards. And to here, and you're kind of saying, well, Babe Ruth is this thing, and it's not exactly apples to oranges. This is kind of apple to apple-ish in terms of goats and your sport. Who do you collect, and what, I think Jordan is by far the biggest GOAT of all time, transcends anything. We all know Babe Ruth's name, and he will forever be iconic, but Jordan is in that league, and in my view, he's above that. So, I think this was also just a really cool thing for Dave to put together. So thanks a lot, Dave. Appreciate it. I wanted to share this with everyone and share on the channel, and, just showing truly that for a base set card, the 101 has been and always will be special as the rookie card. And obviously I've said that more than twice on this channel, but it's cool that Dave showed it with some numbers. So, all right. Hope you enjoyed, and I will see you at the next video.